What he believes is in a rematch with Gilbert Melendez. That's his goal, that's his passion. They've had 2 exceptional fights. Josh won the first one by unanimous decision, and Gilbert Melendez won the second, currently now holds the title. Prior to the loss, Josh Thompson had won 8 consecutive fights in convincing fashion. On Saturday, he'll face Pat Bam Bam Healy, who has a very impressive record of 23 of 15. He has recent victories over Brian Travers live on Showtime. He's hot, he's ready, and he's a game opponent. I'd like to bring out, right now, San Jose, California, 31 years old, Josh "The Punk" Thompson.
Younger, that didn't hurt.
Those kicks were essential in the first fight. They really had to fight to a split battle. Hopefully, Melendez is able to shut down the fight. When are they going to fight again?
You've been fighting injuries. How are you right now? And can you talk a little bit about the problem that you had with your hand?
From the Gilbert fight, we were dealing with some issues as far as the hand. The hand wrap that we did back, for the fight was kind of rushed with the press stuff, the media stuff right before the fight. So.
And that was the second fight?
That was the second fight, yeah. So when the fight was done, I had a lot of tears and ligaments and stuff in my hand, so I've been trying to get over that for the last 6 months. I actually wasn't able to use my right hand at all until about 4 weeks ago. And even still, with Pop, we toned back a lot of the meeting, a lot of the mitt work, the aggressiveness of the mitt work, really working on my head movement, really working on my lateral stuff, trying to make sure that I'm picking and choosing my shots more instead of just.
What was that you learned from the Gilbert fight, the second fight?
The ring rust is real. Listen to my corners. Hog had a lot to tell me afterwards. That it just wasn't getting done. That I didn't listen. My 2 fights. That have my 2 biggest losses, I feel, were the Clay Guida fight and then this last fight. And I came back after and didn't need to say anything. I know why I lost. I lost because I didn't listen to my corners. I didn't do the things that we had talked about. And I didn't fight smart. Those were my losses, and so that's something that I have to work on.
Josh, hey, Dan Plasma. Your fight with last fight with Gil Melendez was a real war. It wasn't your average MMA bout. I know that Gil threw up afterward and he was severely damaged. Have you ever had a fight that tough, and what was the recovery from that war like?
I was real tired for the whole week. I didn't do anything for that week. There was nothing going on. I just stayed at home for like the next 2-3 days and didn't do anything. So I spent a lot of time just resting, trying to get healed up. I couldn't really train or do anything. I tried getting back in the gym about a week and a half later, but my hand was pretty messed up. It was still swollen. I couldn't open jars. I couldn't make a fist fully. So, people were rolling over on it when I was just trying to grapple. It was becoming a problem. So they kind of kicked me out of the gym for a little bit, and they said come back, and make sure it's a little bit better. So that was kind of like the process.
Have you faced in sparring or in the cage before in competition equal that level of pressure and that level of competition?
Of the last fight?
Yeah.
Every day.
Wow.
Gilbert is really good. He's proven that ever since we fought, he's beaten Aoki, who was ranked number 2 in the world for, I don't know what, 2 years? Somewhere along the line, and he made him look really bad. So, that makes me feel a lot better knowing that I am as good as I always thought I was, and my trainers have told me that I am that good. It's just a matter of seeing somebody you fought and went to wars with and had great fights, just to see this all happen, and to see him destroy Aoki the way he did. It wasn't even close. So that really just made me feel really good. I have guys like Koscheck who put more pressure than anybody in the lightweight division could possibly do. He's better all the way around, I think, than Gilbert. He's a better striker. He's got more power. He's faster. He's got way better wrestling. So, and I can get through 3 rounds with him. And I mean, not saying that it goes my way, but you know, I mean, if I can get through 3 rounds of his pressure, I can handle anybody's pressure.
Talk about third going around with you and Gil.
Of course there is, but like Javier said, is that I'm not getting ahead of myself. If I don't get through this fight this weekend, then there's no talk at all. So everyone keeps bringing up the Gilbert fight, and needs to stop, because that's not going to happen for another year. I'd say probably at least 6 months. You know, I mean, there's a lot of kinks in my game during the time off. You know, Hav has talked to me a lot about it, and the fighter you saw in that fight was sloppy, was careless, didn't fight smart, didn't, you know, all these things. In between rounds, he was telling me the same thing. It was all about, we didn't come out here with the game plan to brawl, and I turned it into a brawl, and it didn't go my way. So there's a lot of things that needed to tighten up. I spent this whole camp settling down on my punches more, moving my head, working my way in, letting my hands go, relaxed, and it's been working for me. But it's like, if you ask him, it's been a process where it's really taxing on me mentally, because there's days I do it and there's days I don't. So the fighter you saw then is not going to be the same fighter you see, you know, tomorrow,